Struggling with low self-worth? Stoicism provides a distinctive and deep approach to empowerment. This video is not just a source of advice. It's a transformative journey through Stoic philosophy crafted to change your self-perception and how you interact with the world. Each lesson serves as a step toward developing a stronger, more resilient self-image. Are you ready to shift your perspective and embrace a more confident version of yourself? Let's embark on this transformative Stoic journey together. Lesson 1. Focus on what's within our control. Our exploration of Stoicism and its impact on enhancing self-worth begins with focusing on what is within our control. This concept is more than just a philosophical idea. It serves as a practical guide for everyday life. Imagine you're preparing for an important job interview. You've researched, rehearsed answers, and chosen the ideal outfit. However, on the day of the interview, unexpected events may arise, such as a traffic jam or a late interviewer. In such situations, it's easy to spiral into frustration or self-doubt, questioning your worth or lamenting your bad luck. This is where the Stoic wisdom of Epictetus becomes crucial, reminding us that while we cannot control external circumstances, we can always control our responses to them. This insight is incredibly powerful. While you can't control the traffic or the interviewer's schedule, your response is entirely up to you. You can choose to remain calm, use the extra time to review your notes, or simply stay present and breathe. This choice of response reflects your resilience and self-worth. This Stoic lesson extends to our successes and failures. It's natural to feel pride when we succeed and disheartened when we fail. However, Stoicism encourages us to focus less on the outcomes, often influenced by factors beyond our control, and more on our efforts and intentions. For instance, if a work project doesn't turn out as expected despite your best efforts, remind yourself that your worth is not solely defined by outcomes. It's also shaped by your dedication, effort, and integrity, elements entirely within your control. Embracing this Stoic principle helps you view self-worth not as a fixed attribute determined by external events, but as a dynamic quality shaped by your choices, attitudes, and responses. This perspective not only alleviates the burden of uncontrollable factors, but also empowers you to actively cultivate a resilient and authentic sense of self-worth. Lesson 2. Value character over external validation. In our journey through Stoicism to strengthen self-worth, the second lesson is a profound shift from seeking external validation to valuing our character. In a society often obsessed with superficial markers of success and approval, Stoicism urges us to look inward to the qualities that truly define us. Take, for instance, the modern obsession with social media. It's easy to become engrossed in seeking likes, shares, and positive comments as metrics for personal value. Stoicism challenges this approach. As Marcus Aurelius wisely observed, "It never ceases to amaze me that we all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." This profound insight encourages us to shift our focus from external approval to nurturing our internal virtues. Imagine posting a picture or update on social media and not receiving the response you hoped for. Instead of letting this impact your self-worth, Stoicism teaches us to reflect on why we sought that validation in the first place. Was it to feel good about ourselves or to feel accepted? Stoicism encourages us to find those feelings of goodness and acceptance from within by living according to our principles and values. This lesson also applies in professional settings. Often, we gauge our success by promotions, accolades, or peer recognition. While these can be gratifying, they are not always within our control and may not accurately reflect our true abilities or worth. Stoicism guides us to derive our sense of accomplishment from our work ethic, commitment to continuous learning, and ability to overcome challenges, qualities that genuinely reflect our character. In personal relationships, this Stoic principle advises us to seek fulfillment and self-respect rather than approval from others. For instance, in a friendship or romantic relationship, instead of constantly trying to please the other person or worrying about their perception of you. Stoicism encourages focusing on being a person of integrity, kindness, and understanding. These qualities build more authentic and fulfilling relationships rooted in mutual respect rather than superficial approval. By embracing this Stoic lesson, we begin to redefine our concept of self-worth, realizing that true worth comes not from the fleeting judgments of others, but from our internal moral compass. This shift fosters a healthier self-image and leads to a more content and meaningful life. As we grow and embody our virtues, our need for external validation naturally diminishes, replaced by a solid and unwavering sense of self-worth. Lesson 3. Embrace impermanence. Delving deeper into Stoicism's wisdom on self-worth, the third lesson emphasizes embracing impermanence. This Stoic principle, deeply embedded in the philosophy's teachings, is crucial for understanding and accepting the ever-changing nature of life and, by extension, our self-perception. Many of us strive for stability and certainty, believing that achieving a particular status, relationship, or financial security will permanently secure our happiness and self-worth. However, Stoicism offers a different perspective. As the philosopher Seneca elegantly stated, true happiness is to understand that everything in this life is only borrowed. This profound insight encourages us to accept that change is the only constant. Consider an individual's career path. It's common to equate professional success with self-worth. However, careers are often unpredictable. You might be at the peak of your career one moment and then face unexpected changes the next, such as new management, a shifting industry landscape, or a personal desire for change. By embracing impermanence, you learn to value your career journey's experiences and growth rather than fixating on a particular status or title. This perspective helps maintain a balanced sense of self-worth, regardless of external career changes. In personal relationships, the concept of impermanence is equally important. Relationships with friends, family, or romantic partners evolve over time. Embracing this natural flow, including its highs and lows, fosters gratitude and presence in each moment. For example, when a close friendship changes or drifts apart, instead of viewing it as a personal failure or a loss to your self-worth, Stoicism teaches us to appreciate the time spent and lessons learned with that person, understanding that change is part of life's journey. This lesson also applies to our physical and mental abilities. As we age, our bodies and minds change. Athletic prowess, quick thinking, or even certain skills may diminish. The Stoic approach is to embrace these changes with grace, focusing on the abilities and wisdom gained with age rather than mourning those lost. This acceptance fosters a more resilient and realistic sense of self-worth, adaptable to life's various stages. In summary, embracing impermanence means understanding and accepting that everything in life is transient. Our achievements, relationships, and even our abilities are not static but continuously evolving. By acknowledging and appreciating this natural flow of life, we cultivate a sense of peace and resilience. Stoic wisdom teaches us that our self-worth shouldn't be anchored in what is fleeting but in our ability to navigate and grow through the constant changes of life. Decision number 4. Cultivate objective judgment. In our exploration of Stoicism's teachings on self-worth, the fourth lesson centers on fostering objective judgment. This principle stands as a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, highlighting the significance of perceiving reality as it is, free from personal biases and emotional reactions. In daily life, we frequently encounter situations that can easily lead to subjective judgments influenced by our emotions. For example, imagine receiving less than positive feedback at work. Your initial subjective response might be to feel hurt, undervalued, or even frustrated. Stoicism, however, teaches us to step back and evaluate the situation with objectivity. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wisely noted, Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been. This powerful insight implies that it's not the feedback itself that affects us, but rather our perception and interpretation of it. By adopting an objective viewpoint, you may discover that while the feedback wasn't delivered ideally, it contains valid points that could aid your professional growth. Shifting from a subjective to an objective perspective not only alleviates unnecessary emotional distress, but also enhances your self-worth by concentrating on personal growth and improvement. Objective judgment is also crucial in evaluating our achievements and failures. In a world where success is often loudly celebrated and failure quietly mourned, it's easy to develop a distorted sense of self-worth based on societal metrics. Stoicism teaches us to assess our successes and failures based on our effort, intentions, and adherence to personal values, rather than merely the outcomes. This approach fosters a more stable and authentic sense of self-worth grounded in who we are, rather than what we achieve. In essence, adopting objective judgment involves viewing situations, feedback, and even our own actions through a clear, unbiased lens. It requires separating facts from interpretations and reactions from responses. By practicing this Stoic principle, we not only make wiser decisions but also develop a more balanced and resilient sense of self-worth that isn't easily swayed by external opinions or temporary circumstances. Decision number 5. Practice self-compassion. As we delve further into Stoicism's approach to building self-worth, the 5th lesson underscores the importance of practicing self-compassion. While Stoicism often emphasizes resilience and endurance, it equally advocates for kindness toward oneself. This aspect of Stoic philosophy is vital for cultivating a healthy sense of self-worth. In the midst of our daily hustle for success and perfection, it's easy to become our own harshest critics. Suppose you set a goal for yourself, like running a certain distance or achieving a professional milestone, but fall short. Your immediate reaction might be self-criticism or self-doubt. Stoicism offers a refreshing perspective. Epictetus, a leading Stoic philosopher, advised, "Be kind to all your neighbors, but be kind to yourself first." This reminder encourages us to shift from self-criticism to self-compassion. Self-compassion, in this context, means recognizing that you did your best, understanding that perfection is not always achievable, and acknowledging that every step, no matter how small, is progress. It's about treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend in a similar situation. Often, we berate ourselves over our flaws or errors, thinking this will drive improvement. However, Stoicism teaches that recognizing and accepting our flaws with compassion is a more effective path to growth. For instance, if you're struggling with a bad habit, instead of constantly chastising yourself, acknowledge your struggle and gently guide yourself toward change, understanding that growth requires time and patience. Self-compassion also extends to how we face life's adversities. When dealing with challenges, whether personal or professional, it's common to question our abilities and self-worth. Stoicism, however, encourages us to view these challenges as part of the human experience, not reflections of our worth. By practicing self-compassion, we approach difficulties with understanding and patience, rather than harsh judgment or criticism. Practicing self-compassion means offering ourselves understanding and kindness, especially in times of struggle or failure. This Stoic lesson not only enhances our emotional well-being, but also strengthens a sense of self-worth that is not dependent on constant success or perfection. By embracing self-compassion, we nurture a more forgiving and supportive relationship with ourselves, paving the way for genuine self-improvement and contentment. Decision number 6. Internal versus external success. In our 6th exploration of Stoicism's impact on self-worth, we examine the distinction between internal and external success. Stoicism encourages us to find true fulfillment and self-worth not in external achievements, but in our inner growth and virtues. This perspective is especially relevant in a world where success is often measured by material and social benchmarks. Consider climbing the corporate ladder, where it's common to equate such achievements with personal worth. Stoicism invites us to look deeper. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, eloquently stated that true satisfaction comes from good character, sound judgment, and a life well lived. This wisdom urges us to evaluate success not by job titles or salaries, but by our integrity, the respect we show others, and the personal fulfillment we derive from our work. This realignment of success leads to a more authentic and enduring sense of self-worth. In the personal realm, especially in the age of social media, it's easy to compare our lives with others and feel inadequate. Stoicism guides us to redefine success based on personal growth, the richness of our relationships, and living in harmony with our values. The focus shifts from the number of social media friends or travel destinations to the depth and quality of our connections and the joy in everyday experiences. Additionally, this Stoic lesson reshapes how we perceive and react to life's setbacks. When facing professional obstacles or personal projects that don't go as planned, our self-worth can be challenged if we value external markers of success alone. However, when we assess success through personal effort, resilience, and wisdom gained, our self-esteem remains more stable. This internal measure of success helps us weather life's storms with a steadier sense of self. Differentiating between internal and external success is a transformative way to build and maintain a robust sense of self-worth. It compels us to focus on developing personal virtues, embracing growth, and living a life true to our principles. This Stoic approach not only cultivates a more authentic and satisfying life, but also anchors our self-worth in something far more substantial and lasting than fleeting external achievements and recognition. Decision number 7. Accept human imperfection. In our final Stoic lesson on self-worth, we embrace the acceptance of human imperfection. Stoicism teaches us that perfection is an illusion and that our flaws and mistakes are integral parts of the human experience. This understanding is crucial for cultivating a realistic and compassionate view of ourselves. Consider the common scenario of setting high personal standards, whether in work, relationships, or personal goals. It's natural to strive for excellence, but what happens when we fall short? Often, we are engulfed in self-criticism or disappointment. However, Stoicism offers a liberating perspective. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, once said, "You are a human being, not a god. You are not perfect, but a flesh and blood creature." This quote reminds us that struggle and imperfection are part of being human. For instance, in your personal life, you might miss a deadline or make an error in a project. Instead of resorting to harsh self-judgment, Stoicism encourages you to view these moments as opportunities for learning and growth. This shift in perspective transforms mistakes from sources of shame into stepping stones for improvement. In personal relationships, accepting imperfection plays a crucial role. We all have flaws and sometimes disappoint those we care about. Stoicism teaches us to extend the same understanding and forgiveness to ourselves that we would offer to others. This approach fosters healthier and more authentic relationships as we navigate them with humility and patience. This lesson also applies to how we handle life's unpredictability. Unexpected events, such as a sudden illness, job loss, or other life changes, can challenge our sense of self. Stoicism helps us to accept these changes as part of the human journey rather than viewing them as personal failings. We can see them as facets of our shared human experience, allowing us to respond with resilience and adaptability. In essence, accepting human imperfection means acknowledging and embracing our flaws, mistakes, and the inherent unpredictability of life. This acceptance does not imply complacency, but a recognition that perfection is neither achievable nor desirable. By integrating this Stoic wisdom into our lives, we cultivate a sense of self-worth grounded in reality, compassion, and humility, one that celebrates our humanity in its entirety, both strengths and vulnerabilities. Thank you for joining me today. I hope these Stoic principles inspire and guide you towards a life of greater resilience and fulfillment. Remember, it's not just about learning these lessons, but about living them every day. I also want to extend my gratitude to all my loyal channel members for being part of the Stoic the Rio community. Without your support, we wouldn't be where we are today, and I'm grateful for every single one of you. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing for more Stoic wisdom. Also, check out the related videos linked here for further insights into similar topics. Until next time, stay Stoic.